Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to online classes of Iqra of Fast Boys Secondary Schools and Colleges, a project of Iqra Education System. Dear students, this is lecture number 46, and in this lecture we are going to cover the textual exercises of chapter number 5, King Faisal. In the last video lecture, we had discussed about explanation and summary of chapter number 6, King Faisal. Let's start from page number 23. You may open page number 23 in your books, keep them in front of you, and open your registers to do the exercises with me. On page number 23, exercise A is given, which is question answers of this chapter. As you remember, and I had told you, question answers are already given in Iqra English notes provided to you by Iqra management. So you don't need to go through these question answers in your register. As they are already available in the notes, you may memorize these question answers from there. Exercise B, which is learn the spellings and meanings of the following words from the lesson and use 10 of them in sentences of your own. And there is a list of different keywords. We have also gone through the keywords and their meanings already in the first lecture on this chapter. So you don't need to do this exercise B. Let's move on to exercise C. Exercise C says make nouns from the following words. As you can see here in front of you, there are a couple of words given along with an example. Born, educate, resign, move, rule, govern, serve, visit, die, develop. An example is given there. The word born is transformed into noun as birth. So the first word has been exemplified here, and now you have to transform all these words in the list into noun. You have to do this exercise in your register like this on your screens. You will first give the heading of exercise C, make nouns from the following words, and obviously you will draw two margin lines, one on the right hand side and one on the left hand right side, and each line consisting of about half an inch. And then you will mention the English date and the Islamic date on the top of your register page. Then you will write down the heading of exercise C, make nouns from the following words, along with the list given here in front of you. Then you will make two columns on your register, one for the words and one for nouns. And then you will solve this exercise. How you can solve this exercise in your register? You can take the help of your either dictionary available in your homes, or you can go through Google in order to find out how a word is transformed into noun. If you simply write down in the Google bar the noun of born, you will find the noun as birth. Same as if you go for noun for educates, you will find the noun form of educates. No matter educate is verb or whatever, but if you go for this keyword like this on the Google bar, noun form of educates, same as noun form of resign, noun form of move, so on and so forth. But before you go through the Google bar, you must try to think of a noun form on your own, that what the noun form is, because there are a couple of words in this list which you may already know the noun form of. So first give yourself a try. If you don't find any word or the noun form of any word in your brain, in your memory, then you may go for Google. You can pause the video here and then solve this exercise C in your registers, and after you have solved it, I am giving you solution in order to match your answer to the actual answers. and you may get to know that whether you have correctly done it or not. Here you go with the solution. The noun form of born is birth, which is already exemplified in your book. The noun form of educate is education. Noun form of resign is resignation. Noun form of move is movement. The noun form of rule is ruler. And the noun form of govern is either government or it can be governor. Both are noun forms of govern. And the noun form of serve can be service or servant. Service and servant both are nouns for the word serve. Visitor is the noun form for visit. Death is the noun form for die. And development is the noun form of develop. We will now go through exercise D on the same page, page number 23. Exercise D says, fill in the blanks in the following sentences with the words given in the lesson. There are a couple of sentences given on page number 23 and a couple of sentences on page number 24. These are the sentences given. Number 1, Faisal dash taking interest in the affairs of the state. Number 2, he dash religious education from his maternal grandfather. Number 3, he dashed his father in dash the country. Number 4, he was dash governor of Hijaz when he was only 20. Number 5, later on he dashed as a Saudi foreign minister. Number 6, he also dashed the dash of dash, the command of the armed forces of his country. Number 7, dash the death of King Abdulaziz, his dash son Saud became the king. Number 8, Faisal was dash the crown prince in dash in 1958. Number 9, Saudi Arabia dash in serious difficulties at that time. And number 10, Faisal dash his wisdom and intelligence to dash these difficulties. You may pause the video here and then you can take the support of your book, go to chapter number 6 in Faisal, and you can answer these blanks with the help of initial, first, second and third paragraphs. After you have done this exercise on your own through the book, you may come back to the video, play the video again, and you will find the solution. Here you are with the solution to exercise D. Fill in the blanks in the following sentences with the words given in the lesson. Sentence number 1. Faisal started taking interest in the affairs of the state. Number 2. He received religious education from his maternal grandfather. Number 3. He helped his father in governing the country. Number 4. He was made governor of Hijaz when he was only 20. Number 5, later on he served as the Saudi foreign minister. Number 6, he also had the opportunity of holding the command of the armed forces of his country. Number 7, after the death of King Abdulaziz, his eldest son Saud became the king. Number 8, Faisal was made the crown prince and Prime Minister in 1958. Number 9, Saudi Arabia was in serious difficulties at that time. And number 10, Faisal used his wisdom and intelligence to overcome these difficulties. Now we have exercises E and F before us. Passage for dictation, exercise E. King Faisal had a strong wish to unite the Muslims of the world and did his best to bring the Muslims living in the different countries closer together. His services in making the Muslim conscious of the need for brotherhood can never be forgotten. What you have to do in this exercise, not necessarily that you will do this exercise in your peer register, you may do it in your rough register with the help of a sibling of yours. You may instruct your sibling to read this passage out for you slowly and gradually. Like you can ask your sibling to read 3 words up to about 2 to 3 times in moderate pace, like King Faisal had, King Faisal had, King Faisal had a strong wish, a strong wish, a strong wish to unite the Muslims, to unite the Muslims, to unite the Muslims of the world, of the world, of the world. In this way, your sibling will dictate this passage as 3 words at a time, up to 2 to 3 times repetition, and you will write down the dictation in your rough register. So you will be able to do the practice for dictation of exercise E. But as I have already told you that you may do this exercise E and exercise F in your rough register. Then exercise F, composition. Write 10 lines on King Faisal. And exercise 2 and question number 2, write 10 lines of King Faisal's efforts to unite the Muslims. You do not need to do these 2 questions in your register, as you already have the answers to these 2 questions in your ICRA English notes provided to you by ICRA management. These are called the short notes, as we do the short notes in the end of every chapter, and these short notes are done actually with the help of the question answers given in the English notes. What you do is you take 2 to 3 questions or answers to the questions which you think best suits the question or the topic, and then you write down these 2 or 3 answers to the questions together. That becomes a short note on that given topic. So here are 2 short notes given or asked to you: King Faisal and King Faisal's efforts to unite the Muslims. So you can memorize the answers to the questions related to these 2 topics and then write them down in your either register, or if you do not even write them down in your register, that is okay. We can do the practice of these short notes later when we come back to school. Then we have exercises G in H, the last 2 remaining exercises in this chapter. We will hopefully do these 2 exercises in the next video lecture. The next video lecture is the part 2 of textual exercises of chapter number 6, King Faisal. We will meet again in that video lecture soon, inshallah. Till then, complete your assignments given to you today and take very good care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.